Have you ever been in a situation where you felt like you acted out of character and it made you want to erase the entire situation from your brain? Because I have. And I find that I often feel like I know who I am, my likes, my dislikes, what kind of person I am. But then sometimes I fall off track because I get a little too cocky and I step out of character and I step out of line, and it feels really icky. And I find that these situations would happen when I wasn't connecting with myself and I wasn't self aware. So, when we're talking about self awareness, we often equate being self aware to how we present ourselves in public or how we're treating others. But there is so much more to self awareness than how we are being perceived in public. Self awareness is what allows us to fully understand who we are, our triggers, our negative traits, where they stem from, the tools and circumstances, and the things that we need so that we can be our best selves. If you never want to be in a situation again where you're confused as to why you stepped out of character, why you acted in a certain way, and or why you like feel completely drained and you don't know why, then keep watching because I have 3 secrets that will help you discover who you are and become more self-aware. Secret number 1 is to track it. Track it, track it, track it. Track your triggers and your energy givers. Journaling is such an incredible tool, but I'm going to encourage you to take it a step further and track what your energy givers and takers are. Have you ever been in a situation where you're feeling fine one moment, but then because of some person or some circumstance or situation or external factor, your mood and energy has shifted completely? This is your body literally giving you insight into yourself. It's so important for us to know what our energy givers and takers are so we know what gives us energy and what depletes it. So, what I want you to do is at the end of the day, every day for a week, is to just track your emotions. Create 2 columns in a journal on a piece of paper and list 3 things that gave you energy and made you feel good. So, for example, 3 things I might list would be sunlight, moving my body, and completing a task. Now, beside that column, I want you to list out 3 energy takers, 3 things that didn't make you feel as great or just took away your energy. So, for example, 3 things that I might write here in this column are spending too much time on social media, spending too much time like outside gallivanting, socializing, and sleeping in really late. I know for a fact those 3 things will make me feel depleted and unmotivated. These can be really anything, ranging from habits to types of people to specific activities or tasks. And this is not like, don't be writing down like a hate list or anything on there, but I just want you to start figuring out, okay, what are some characteristics of people that might not vibe with the type of person I am or that I'm trying to become. Whatever it might be for you, I want you to track your triggers so that you can become aware of what makes you feel good and what doesn't. It's almost like hacking your emotions to create the most ideal circumstances for yourself. The second secret is to ask the hard questions and to sit with the discomfort. And I know I've mentioned this before, but it is so important to sit with ourselves in times of discomfort. I want you to reframe how you look at your emotions. There's this mindset coach named Stephanie Madera who has a podcast called Body Be Mindset. And she often says to look at your emotions as precious indicators. So if you're feeling jealous, for example, do not push it down and criticize yourself and scrutinize yourself because it's an ugly emotion that you don't want to feel. Look at the situation objectively and think, okay, how am I feeling? What am I feeling jealous about? How can I address this? And are these feelings showing me something about myself that I refuse to acknowledge? This also falls into doing some shadow work. There is so much to be learned about ourselves when we examine our shadows. And if you are unfamiliar with what shadow work is, I would sum it up by saying it refers to doing inner work about the most ugly and uncomfortable parts of yourself for you to then learn more about who you are. And besides, you can't fix something unless it's addressed, right? One of my favorite quotes is by James Baldwin, and it says, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." And I want you to think about this when you examine your life and your triggers. If there is something that's making you feel icky, making you feel uncomfortable, bringing up unwanted emotions, think about it in the sense of it's something that has to be tackled, it's something that has to be addressed. And until you decide to look at it in the face, as uncomfortable as it might be, it's not going to go away and it's not going to be addressed. Don't feel like just because you're feeling something that is considered bad that you have to ignore it and push it down. The third secret is to practice mindfulness. And now I know this sounds like basic AF, but it is so true. Quiet time is so important. How can you hear yourself and your desires if you're constantly surrounded by noise and you're always stimulated? I want you to sit with yourself in silence sometimes. And I know that it's a little hard when we have access to so many things that can stimulate us, but try to quiet your surroundings and quiet your mind and see what you're saying to yourself. See if there's anything that comes up. If you start thinking about anything, just really try and do your best to connect with yourself and try to find ways to build your relationship with yourself in general. And I know it sounds kind of odd, but the relationship we have with ourselves is the most important one we can foster. And just like any other relationship, it has to be nurtured to grow. See what you can do to spend more time with yourself. Are you going out by yourself? To, I don't know, maybe take yourself out on a little self date, a restaurant, go on a picnic, go on a walk, go painting, do pottery, whatever it might be. See how you can connect to yourself. And I feel like once you begin to learn more about yourself, you'll be able to start knowing your body, knowing how to self-soothe and how to improve your mood, and, start to move away from the idea that it's somebody else's responsibility to make sure we are feeling good, to bring up our mood when we're feeling low, and start taking accountability and responsibility for our mood and our actions and just how we're moving in life. One thing I like to do is almost create a mental list of how to hack my happy hormones. So what I like to do is, okay, think about what are some things that you can do without fail that will make you feel good, that will bring up your energy, that will help you self-soothe. I would like you to list those out and revisit them when you're feeling like crap, and I promise you your future self will thank you so much. And you'll start to, I think it's almost like unlocking levels to life. You start to realize, okay, wait, when I am feeling bad, there is something that I can do to improve my mood. So, for example, if I am feeling unmotivated or lethargic, I will either go on a walk, immerse myself in nature, read a self-help book, or listen to a podcast or a YouTube video, or move my body, because I know that all of those things will make me feel a lot better than I did before I had done that. If I am feeling disconnected from myself or anxious, I will read, I will turn off my phone, or I'll journal, or I'll meditate, because once again, I know that even if I'm feeling like literal crap before and I'm in a bad mood or I'm just not feeling good, these things will bring me back to myself and allow me to slow down. And this is why I want you to start with just the smallest thing of tracking your energy givers and takers, so that you become more aware of who you are, what fuels you, and what depletes you, so that you can start to structure your life and build your days based off of that. So you know that you are setting yourself up for success, especially if you have so much that you need to do within a day and you want to make sure that you are your best self when you do it. Create an environment and a situation and a space where you are setting yourself up for success. For example, when I am doing my morning routines, because I'm so aware of the fact that I am a morning person and I get most of my work done early in the morning, and I know that, for example, if I want a good day, my morning routine has to be acknowledged. I have to do a morning routine. If I just start to wake up and not really think about what my day is or plan it, I really am setting myself up for failure, because I know that how I start the day, and this can be different for anybody, but I know that how I start the day drastically impacts what I get done, how productive I am, how I feel throughout the day, and if how powerful I feel, and just all overall my self-confidence to get things done. Begin to fall in love with yourself and become more self-aware, and I promise you life will feel almost like a game that you have the cheat sheet for. Life becomes easier to navigate when you know who you are, what you like and what you don't, and how to self-soothe in challenging times. I love you all so much, and let me know in the comments if you have any other secrets to becoming more self aware. I would love to know them. Anyways, until next time, have a beautiful day, and I love you all. See you in the next one.